Hi, this is Team 33 of the SER 515 Foundations of Software Engineering course. And our team is building a s- soccer tournament application, which is known as the League Soccer Cup. And over here we have the interim project presentation that I'm going to walk you through. So just a quick brief about the project team members. So we are a team of 5 people: Abhishek, myself, Apurva, Itiparna, Gautam, and Shreya. I'll walk you through the agenda briefly. So first we'll be talking about the project vision, and then we'll move into the introduction part of the overall project. Then we'll give you a brief overview of the use cases status basis every sprint that we have covered so far. Then we'll walk you through the use cases diagram for the soccer tournament application. Then we have the high level application architecture that we are using to develop the application. Then we have the design patterns. And lastly, a YouTube video that will be shared for reference. The YouTube video will generally have the working of the application as well. So moving into the vision is pretty straightforward. We need to build a soccer tournament application, which we are building as a Premier Soccer League Cup, and it can be used by any organizer. So it will be used by any tournament organizer or an organizing committee to conduct a soccer tournament basis different divisions or ages. Uh, like currently, we are targeting ages of 8 to 18 years. So this can be modified later as per the stakeholders. But yeah, that's our uh, main vision. Additionally, we will also allow different users to perform their tasks based on their access roles, such as tournament director, referee, team manager, etc. Moving forward into the introduction. As you're aware, Premier League Soccer Cup is a website. It will be a whole working website for hosting soccer tournaments. Some of the features are listed below, although this is not the complete list. We will definitely be adding much more features into this. But yeah, as a start, uh, these are some of the features that are included in the application. The first one being team registration. So we'll have different forms to register different teams basis their divisions, like for example, under 12, under 16, under 18, etc. And once the team is registered, the registered team will be able to participate in the soccer tournament. Then we will have a scheduling web page where the tournament organizers will be able to schedule the soccer matches basis the number of teams that have registered. So they will also be able to schedule matches between which teams will be playing each other on which day and on which soccer field basis the different divisions. Then we will have a tournament statistics page. This will be kind of a dashboard page, which will showcase overall tournament rankings, statistics, division wise, like which team is on the top of the table, so on and so forth. Then we have some login and sign up functionalities also, which will be used by different users such as manager, tournament director, team manager, referees, etc. And each of these users will have different kind of access roles. For example, tournament director will have access to some parts of the functionalities that are not available to the referee, and vice versa. So every user will have a different view, different functionalities for itself. Then there will be a referee functionality as well, in which the referee who has logged in, he or she will be able to choose which soccer game he wants to be participated in and wants to be part of which soccer game in the tournament. Then we also have some detailed pages like About Us page, which will detail out the entire detail of the soccer tournament that is being held. Then we have the rules page also, which will detail out the rules of the soccer game basis every different division. We have the maps page also, which will showcase where the soccer tournament will be held, and it will have like a Google Maps uh, snippet, which will showcase you where the actual soccer matches will be held. And there will also be a list of soccer fields, available soccer fields out there in the map. So moving on, we'll briefly discuss on the tools that we are using for our web application. So the backend framework we are building on Java Spring Boot, and we are using RESTful APIs for the backend part. So the entire application logic will be built on the Spring Boot. The front end will be powered by React, JavaScript, and along with HTML and CSS. The database will be hosted on MySQL, and some of the CI/CD tools, continuous integration, continuous deployment tools that are being used are including the IDEs like GitHub, Taiga, Slack, and IDs like Visual Studio Code and IJ. Now moving on, I'll give you a brief about the use case status sprint-wise. So moving on to the first sprint, as you can see, we were able to achieve 81% of whatever the task that we had uh, foreseen for the sprint one. So we were able to complete 5 tasks, and one task was in progress, which was in the testing phase. And there are a couple of 9 tasks which are in the product backlog. So I would say that sprint one was pretty decent way, because it was our first sprint, and we started building from scratch. And what we had anticipated, we were able to achieve 81% of that. Now moving on to the sprint two status. As you can see, it's only 63%, but you can see that we were able to close more points in the sprint two, and we were able to close some of the new use cases such as the maps functionality, the scheduling view page as well. So there are 4 in-progress tasks from the Sprint 2 that are currently not completed as of 16th of October, which was our last date to complete the Sprint 2. So these tasks have been added as part of our Sprint 3 and included in the product backlog as well. The Sprint 3 has been started right now, and we are kind of working towards the pending tasks from Sprint 2, as well as we'll be taking up more tasks from more user stories and tasks from the product backlog. Moving on to the use cases diagram, as you can see over here, the use case diagram of the soccer tournament website showcases the various users and what all functionalities they have in the soccer tournament website. Now let's discuss about the high-level application architecture. As you can see, we have followed MVC methodology, which is a simple three-tier architecture. So the model is like where all the data-related logic needed by the user has been written, which in case is the MySQL database. The views are the main front end page, which comprises of the UI logic and the UI page. So this is being built through the React front end app. And the controller is the logic, the backend logic, which processes the data from the UI and sends it to model to store, and vice versa to retrieve from the database as well. So this has been built through different APIs and built on the Spring Boot framework. Upon deployment, we'll also use an elastic load balancer to scale our application. Moreover, we have followed and implemented the FCAD design pattern. So as we are aware that this design pattern helps us in displaying the features to users based on their user access privileges, and it hides the rest. This is how the FCAD design pattern has been implemented. I'll give you two examples for this. For example, as a referee director, the referee director will be able to view the referees who have registered for the soccer tournament. And this view will not be available to other user accounts or user access roles. Whereas the other example being for a tournament director, like a tournament director, he will be able to modify the soccer match fixtures, etc. So this modification privilege for the soccer matches will be limited to the tournament director only, and it will not be available to other users. Hence, the CAD design pattern, as it says, that the features will be displayed based on the users that have logged into our Premier Soccer League Cup application. We have some issues which have also been logged up in our Tiger board. One issue being that the Google Maps view is continuously showing as for development purposes only as a watermark. So upon research, we found out that the Google Maps geolocation API that we are using in our application is no longer free. So the application, the Google Maps API, you need to basically add your credit card and pay extra money to use that. Hence, we have closed this issue. But yeah, we have added as a bug with a normal severity and high priority. Thank you for your time and going through our presentation. Now moving forward, I'll walk you through the application that is working. As you can see, this is our landing page. This is the main page, which is the UI has been built React.js. As you can see, there are multiple pages: home page, about us page, the tournament rules page, team registration page, team tournament statistics page, the scheduling page, the referee section, maps, login, and sign up. The landing page gives you the overview of the Premier Soccer League Cup tournament, like what this tournament is about, and what all team sizes are allowed to play in this, where will the tournament will be held, and uh, how many fields will be there, and where will it be hosted, and all those things. Basically, it gives out the highlight of the entire tournament. as soon as you land on this web page. And on the footer, we simply have some information to contact the tournament organizers. Then moving on to the About Us page. So the About Us page simply gives out the information about this tournament and how the registrations can be done, what will be the fees, what are the divisions that are available, etc. and etc. And we have the tournament rules also, like what all rules the teams and players have to follow for the soccer matches, and how uh, how they will be assessed on these rules. And the failure to obey these rules will definitely result in the disqualification of the teams. Then the team registration statistics page are currently under progress and under development, and these features will be available coming way forward. Now moving on to the maps section. The map section showcases where the tournament will be held. Currently, we have pinned down to Arizona State University only that the soccer tournament will be held out in the Sun Devil Fitness Center intramural fields. But definitely, this can be changed as per the soccer tournament website or as requested by the tournament organizers. So this is Google Maps API which we have ingested in our application, and using that we have created this view. Uh, Most importantly, it also gives the overview of how many fields are available to play these soccer matches. So in total, we have incorporated that there will be 11 soccer fields available to play the matches throughout the tournament weekend. Then we have the login and the sign up functionality where different users can log in into this application. For example, tournament director can log in and get access to his type of view, the manager, etc., and etc. So this application source code has been published on the GitHub, and it can be downloaded. And if you read through the README files, it is very easy to run the application as well. Currently, we have not deployed it on the internet, but we may consider it deploying on the internet as well, considering the fees, hosting fees and all. But definitely you can go and download it in your local machine and start this application in your local machine. So thank you. I believe uh, we have covered all the agenda items for our intermediate presentation. So yeah, please feel free to reach out to us in case any other information is required about our tournament web application. Thank you.